How many points do you need to have the most amazing vacation ever? Or how about multiple amazing vacations? Well, the points and miles hobby can provide a lot of points if you know how to play it right. For the last several years, Nona, my wife, and I have earned well over 1 million points, some years much more than that, through a variety of different methods. And so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk through the different methods. I'm going to go from the ones that we get the least points from and walk it up to the ones that we earn the most points from. And hopefully it'll be helpful to you as you're trying to structure, how am I going to earn a lot of points in order to take amazing trips and to elevate my life? Thank you for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive into it together. So the first source of points that we use is one that some people will have and maybe some people won't. But I do fly sometimes for work, and on occasion, we pay for our flights, domestically especially, in economy, and we also pay for quite a few hotel stays with money, with cash. And on those, you earn points. So when you fly on Delta or American or United or Southwest or wherever it may be, you earn points for the flight if it's a paid flight. And so that can rack up some points. Now, it's the 7th on this list of 7 different sources of points for us. So it's not a huge amount, but it is, I guess I would say, a significant amount, especially if you fly for work because somebody else is paying for that flight and you're just getting free points from the flight itself. That will be true of hotels as well. If you stay at a Hilton and you have some level of status, you're going to earn quite a few Hilton points, and that would be true with Hyatt and with Marriott and all of the different chains. You're going to earn quite a few points just from that stay. So that is the 7th and probably the least significant, although somewhat significant, of all of the methods that we use to earn lots and lots of points every year. Now, number 6 on our list is our mortgage. Now, this is only true if you have access to one ecosystem, which is the BILT ecosystem. Now, in the past, there was another one that people could use called Mesa, and they could get like some points on their mortgage, but Mesa went belly up. So now your only option really is BILT. But if you're using the BILT portal, then you can get points for your mortgage or your rent. And I'm not going to go into exactly how that works. There's a lot of strategy involved in that. But for us, we get what constitutes quite a few thousand points every year now because we pay our mortgage with BILT and we get some points back from that. So that's certainly available to you as well. And it works for rent or it works for a mortgage, which is really, really nice because the vast majority of people either have rent or they have a mortgage. Number 5 is referrals. Now you might think, well, you're a YouTube creator. Of course you have referrals. And yes, I've gotten a few referrals, not as many as you'd think, but a few referrals through the years through videos and people using my referral links. But that's not really the referrals I'm talking about. The referrals I'm talking about is Nona and I strategically, when one of us is going to get a card, we do our very, very best to refer one another from the other person's accounts. So this works really well with Chase. It works really well with American Express. Now, Citi doesn't really have referrals. Wells Fargo doesn't really have referrals. Capital One has really good referrals. So if you can, refer your significant other or a friend or, I guess a coworker, anybody who'd be willing to use your referral link, and you can get a significant amount of points. Now, with some, it's low. Like BILT referrals are like 2,500 points. Well, I wouldn't discount it. That's fine. But others are high. Sometimes with Chase, it can be 15,000 points or 20,000 points. That's true with American Express. It's very high right now with Capital One. So if you just do 1 or 2 of those a year, you can pretty easily get 40, 50, 60,000 points. And that is a significant chunk to add to your points war chest. So I think that's a really good method. It's not the highest on our list, but it is significant. And I think it's number 5 as far as how we rack up points. Number 4 on our list is shopping portals. Now, there's a lot of them. I can reference things like Rakuten, wow, because those can often be moved either to American Express points or to BILT points. I currently use it for BILT points. And so I always check everything we're buying online. If I can buy it, use a shopping portal, I do that because some of the deals are just smoking good. I mean, you can get an extra 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x, 15x. I mean, it just depends on what you're buying and where you're buying it from. We do a lot of excursions, so things like Viator ends up being very, very lucrative for us. So through the shopping portals, we use Rakuten, we use American Airlines shopping portal. Some other people would use different airlines or maybe hotel shopping portals. There's a lot of those out there. I know Rove is very popular right now, but that's really one of the significant ways that we earn a lot of points is through shopping portals. And I think it really should be incorporated in everybody's strategy if you want to build a big war chest of points and miles. Now for us, this is number 3. It might be lower on your list, but this one is reimbursed spending. So what I mean by that is that if you have a way to spend money that you don't have to pay the bill for, in other words, yes, it's going to go into your credit card, but you're going to be reimbursed from somebody else. Could be your employer, could be an organization you're involved in and you just volunteer to take care of catering for something or something to that effect. Or it could be as simple as every time you go out to eat with your friends, you just pick up the tab and you have them all Venmo you back. There's lots of different ways to get reimbursed spending. But reimbursed spending, ho, baby, we get a lot of our points and miles through this avenue. That's why it's so high on our list. Now, other people may not have as much potential for this, so it might be lower. But I think everybody, if you're looking for opportunities, there's probably some way, even if it's just paying for dinner and having other people pay you back, there's probably some way you can get some points from reimbursed spending. So for us, it's been extremely, extremely lucrative. Now, number 2 for us is multipliers. We have fairly significant spend, so our multipliers matter. Now, I do want to kind of give a little bit of a disclaimer here because some people won't have as much spend, so this will be lower on their list of importance. For us, since we have some significant spend, then multipliers do matter, and we do get probably the second most amount of points. Although it's pretty far behind number 1 on this list, we do get a lot of points from our multipliers. So that involves some strategy in that you're trying to find, well, I'm going to use the best card with the best multiplier in each category. For gas, I'm going to use the card with the best multiplier. For catch-all, I'm going to use the card with the best multiplier. For dining, I'm going to use the card with the best multiplier. For groceries, for transit, for travel, so forth and so on. And it can actually make a pretty big difference. Because let's say you spend $20,000 a year on a credit card and you're only getting a 2x multiplier. Well, that's good. That's 40,000 points. But if you're getting a 5x multiplier, that's 100,000 points. So in that sense, and it's exponentially more important the more money you're spending. But multipliers can be a significant part of anybody's points and miles accumulation strategy, which leads us to what is number 1. And I think is probably number 1 for the vast majority of people, unless a person is an extremely high spender. I mean extremely high, like in the multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars on cards or more, then for them, multipliers might be the most important. But for most of us, even low spenders, moderate spenders, high spenders, sign-up bonuses are the thing. They are the greatest method of racking up a lot of points. It is not difficult. In fact, some years we have had 1 million points just in sign-up bonuses. And a lot of people can reach the 500,000, 600,000 mark with points in regard to sign-up bonuses by just simply going through and signing up for a card, hitting the sign-up bonus, signing up for another card. And it does take management. It does take strategy, but nothing will compete with it because you are using your cards strategically. You're getting those cards strategically. You're spending on them with a plan in order to get those amazing multipliers on the sign-up bonus. Because think about it. If you've got to spend $3,000 to hit a 60,000 mile sign-up bonus, think about what that points per dollar spent is on that 60,000 points for just that few $1,000s in spend. It is the best source of getting points and miles and building up your points and miles war chest. Well, this is the list of the things that we do to build up our points and miles, from the least lucrative to the best. And I hope that it's very, very helpful to you. If you would, please hit the like and subscribe button and give me your comments down below. Which of these methods do you use the most and which are least useful to you? I'd be curious to know that. Thanks for joining in today. Consider my channel membership, $2.99 a month for RM Insiders. And then I have a top tier for people who are true gamers. A lot of these folks might earn millions of points per year, and that's called Spreadsheet Warriors. You can check that out as well. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you here next time.